Today, we're diving deep into how you can subtly and powerfully reset a woman's perspective by shifting the dynamics of respect, all without raising your voice or using force. The Stoics mastered the art of psychology and power dynamics, knowing that true control doesn't come from outward aggression but from inner mastery and strategic silence. This episode will break down how to dismantle a woman's ego and earn her respect instantly in a way that leaves a lasting impression. Stick around till the end, as these insights could change how you handle respect in your relationships forever. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your stories in the comments. Chapter 1: Withdrawing Attention. One of the most effective ways to shift the balance of power in any relationship is through the strategic withdrawal of attention. Attention is a powerful currency in human interaction. It's the silent, yet profound acknowledgement that says someone is valued and significant. When you begin to withdraw your attention, you send a clear message that the other person no longer holds the same level of importance they once did. This can be achieved by minimizing compliments, refraining from initiating conversations, and pulling back the focus you place on her actions or words. The immediate effect of this shift can be surprisingly strong. A woman who has grown used to being at the center of your attention will feel its absence sharply, even if she doesn't show it at first. She may begin to question the reasons behind your sudden distance, replaying past interactions in her mind and wondering where things may have changed. This vacuum you create by withdrawing attention becomes an opportunity for her to reassess how much she values your approval and presence. This realization often highlights that your attention was a privilege, not something to be taken for granted. The Stoics, known for their mastery of emotions and human psychology, would advocate maintaining a composed and unmoved demeanor during this process. Marcus Aurelius often spoke about the strength in controlling one's own reactions rather than trying to control the behavior of others. By withdrawing attention with calmness and self-control, you not only convey confidence but also show mastery over your emotional responses. This approach is not fueled by anger or a desire for retribution, but is executed with the quiet understanding that respect in any relationship must be mutual. The practice of withdrawing attention should be done with an air of detachment, not hostility. The goal is not to stir conflict, but to signal that the dynamic between you both needs recalibration. When she realizes that she no longer receives the validation she once did, introspection is inevitable. She will begin to reevaluate her behavior and the way she has contributed to the current state of the relationship. It's a gentle nudge that encourages her to consider how much she truly values your presence and attention. This method is powerful because it shifts the focus inward, on her, and allows her to see that the attention you give is deliberate and valuable. It teaches her that your energy is not an entitlement, but something that must be earned and respected. This can reignite an appreciation for your presence as she starts to understand that attention from you carries weight and meaning. Withdrawing attention also has the benefit of reinforcing your own boundaries. By choosing where to invest your focus, you remind yourself that your well-being does not depend on constant engagement or validation from someone else. It empowers you to maintain your self-worth independently of her reactions. The Stoics emphasized the importance of this type of inner control. By not allowing your emotions to be dictated by the external actions of another, you maintain a steady sense of self-assurance. The act of stepping back and reducing your engagement allows you to observe more clearly without the noise of constant interaction. It can reveal whether the relationship is balanced or if it has leaned too heavily on one person's efforts. If she begins to shift her behavior in response, perhaps seeking out your attention more actively or showing signs of trying to re-engage, it becomes evident that she is aware of the change and wishes to bridge the distance. It's important to remember that withdrawing attention isn't a tool of manipulation, but a form of communication. It silently expresses that something has shifted and needs addressing. This subtle method works best when you remain unbothered and composed, displaying that your emotional state does not hinge on her reactions or validation. This calm, collected approach can foster respect as she recognizes that you are not easily influenced by external validation or the ups and downs of relational dynamics. The respect earned through this process is authentic. It shows that you are capable of setting boundaries, valuing your own time, and not overextending yourself for the sake of approval. When she recognizes that your attention isn't given out of need or habit, but is a conscious choice, it cultivates a deeper level of respect. This respect is not born out of fear, but out of genuine admiration for your self-assuredness and discipline. Ultimately, withdrawing attention provides space for reflection on both sides. She reflects on the importance of your presence and what it means when it's no longer there, while you reflect on whether your energy is being reciprocated in a way that aligns with your expectations and standards. This approach, when handled with calmness and wisdom, invites a re-evaluation that can strengthen the relationship or bring necessary clarity to both parties. It's a powerful reminder that attention, when given purposefully, holds immense value. Chapter 2: Ignoring communication. Ignoring communication is another powerful method to recalibrate dynamics and assert boundaries without direct confrontation. When a woman has become accustomed to immediate responses or attentive listening, withdrawing that level of communication can create a notable shift. This involves not rushing to reply to messages, not being overly attentive to her words, and sometimes acting as though you didn't hear her and waiting for her to repeat herself. This isn't done with malice, but as a way to subtly show that your attention is not automatic and must be valued. The initial impact of ignoring communication is often one of surprise. People generally expect the status quo to remain stable, and when that shifts, it demands attention. If she's used to you being an active participant in every discussion or eagerly engaging with her at every moment, the act of stepping back can prompt her to question why things have changed. This creates a space for her to reflect on how she has been engaging with you and whether she has taken your communication efforts for granted. From a Stoic perspective, this practice is about maintaining composure and emotional independence. The Stoics, such as Epictetus, emphasized the importance of not reacting impulsively to external provocations. By deliberately choosing when and how to respond, you assert control over your participation in the relationship. This silent but powerful action shows that your time and attention are given mindfully, not as a reaction to external pressures. This approach isn't meant to be petty or manipulative, but is instead an exercise in self-respect. When you don't instantly respond to communication or act like you haven't heard, it subtly shifts the dynamic and reinforces that your engagement is not guaranteed. This gives her the chance to re-evaluate how she values your attention and efforts. The act of making her repeat herself or wait for a response can remind her that your time is not endlessly available, which can lead to more thoughtful interactions moving forward. Ignoring communication, however, should be balanced with purpose and not taken to extremes where it becomes a source of frustration or a breeding ground for resentment. The goal is to signal that your attention and engagement are valuable and must be respected. It serves as a momentary pause that pushes her to consider whether she has reciprocated the level of interest and effort you've invested. The Stoic approach to such situations encourages one to remain grounded, acknowledging the change without letting it disrupt your inner peace. If she begins to notice this change and questions it, it opens the door for an honest discussion. You can approach this conversation with confidence, emphasizing that mutual respect in communication is essential. This practice shifts the balance from one where she may have assumed your responses were given out of obligation to one where she sees that your participation is a choice, reinforcing the importance of mutual investment. Chapter 3: Food and Care. A surprisingly effective yet understated way to signal dissatisfaction or realign relationship boundaries involves withdrawing from acts of care that often signify affection and emotional connection. Choosing not to eat the food she prepares or declining her offers of assistance may seem minor, but these actions can deliver a powerful, unspoken message. This subtle shift disrupts the usual flow of your interactions, prompting her to question what has changed and why. Sharing meals and accepting gestures of care carry deep symbolic meanings in any relationship. These moments represent nurturing, shared experiences, and mutual involvement. When you opt out of participating in these shared activities, it sends a signal that something deeper is amiss. It indicates that you are retracting your emotional presence, making her wonder about the reason behind this shift. The sudden absence of shared, caring acts like eating together becomes a nonverbal cue that prompts introspection on her part. From a Stoic standpoint, this method serves as an exercise in reinforcing the importance of reciprocal effort and mutual respect. It should not be executed out of malice or with the intention of inflicting pain, but rather as a way to highlight that emotional engagement is a two-way street. The Stoics valued measured, intentional actions over impulsive reactions, and choosing to withdraw from these acts of care is a powerful, quiet assertion of your boundaries. It shows that your affection and engagement are not things to be taken for granted, but are instead responses to mutual effort and appreciation. When she starts to notice that you are no longer engaging in these familiar acts of care, it often triggers a shift in her perception. It pushes her to question her own behavior and effort. Has she become complacent? Has she taken these simple but meaningful gestures for granted? Your disengagement encourages her to reassess the relationship and the attention she pays to maintaining it. This subtle act communicates that affection, attention, and shared experiences are privileges earned through mutual dedication. This approach, while effective, must be applied with thoughtful intent. It should never be used as a form of long-term withdrawal or to create a punitive environment. Instead, consider it a temporary pause that makes space for reflection and reassessment on both sides. When done with the right mindset, this withdrawal serves as an invitation for her to recognize that the little things matter and that they form the fabric of a connected, respectful relationship. In many cases, she may respond to this change by expressing concern or seeking to understand what's behind it. This opens up an opportunity for constructive conversation. Such discussions can lead to valuable realizations and a deeper understanding between you both. By calmly and directly talking about what led to your change in behavior, you can guide the conversation toward finding balance in how both partners contribute to the relationship. The Stoics would approach this situation with a focus on wisdom and composure. Their teachings emphasize the importance of not allowing emotions to override rational decisions, and this extends to interactions in relationships. By maintaining a calm demeanor while choosing to withdraw from certain acts of care, you demonstrate that your actions are deliberate and stem from a place of self-respect and reflection. It's a way of saying that nurturing and attention are mutual experiences and should be valued as such. It's crucial to recognize that such a method should not be used frequently or without reason. Its power lies in its subtlety and the introspection it inspires. When done with sincerity, this act can lead her to understand the value of the attention and care she may have overlooked. The result is a shift in the relationship dynamic that encourages more thoughtful engagement and balanced effort from both sides. Once this phase of withdrawal has served its purpose, you can begin to reintroduce acts of care, but only if you see that there is a reciprocal willingness to contribute to the relationship. If she acknowledges the shift and responds by increasing her own efforts to engage and appreciate, it's a sign that progress is being made. This gradual return to shared acts reinforces the idea that attention and affection are not given by default, but are responses to mutual involvement and respect. By choosing this path, you also reinforce your own standards and maintain your emotional independence. It teaches both partners that in order for a relationship to thrive, it must be built on the foundation of shared appreciation and ongoing commitment. The goal is to create a dynamic where both individuals recognize and value the effort needed to maintain a fulfilling partnership. This reflection, driven by a brief and thoughtful withdrawal, sets the stage for a more balanced, aware, and emotionally mature connection. Chapter 4: Handling Seduction and Drama. When navigating relationship dynamics and employing strategies to recalibrate balance, One of the most challenging yet crucial aspects is dealing with attempts at seduction or emotional drama. When you withdraw your attention or shift your behavior to establish boundaries, it's not uncommon for a woman to react with tactics meant to reclaim control or test your emotional resilience. These moments are significant as they reveal whether you can maintain composure under pressure and stay true to your principles. Stoic philosophy is particularly relevant here, emphasizing the mastery of one's responses regardless of external provocations. When she uses seductive behavior to lure you back in or creates emotional drama to provoke a reaction, it is essential to remain unaffected. This doesn't mean ignoring her or acting coldly, but rather observing the situation with a calm and analytical mindset. A Stoic response involves acknowledging the attempt without succumbing to emotional entanglement. This signals that your self-respect isn't easily manipulated by superficial gestures or fluctuating emotions. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, believed that true strength lies in being unaffected by the whims of others. Applying this principle, you must avoid becoming reactive when she employs flirtatious or dramatic tactics. Whether she uses charm, playful teasing, or emotional outbursts, respond with a steady demeanor that showcases self-control. This approach demonstrates that while you recognize her efforts, you won't compromise your emotional state to feed into her attempts at regaining control. A key part of handling these situations is maintaining eye contact and an attentive posture while refraining from excessive engagement. This signals that you are present but not emotionally invested in the game being played. For instance, if she tries to provoke you through playful seduction, respond with a slight smile or a neutral acknowledgement, but don't escalate into reciprocating the flirtation. If the scenario leans towards drama, nod thoughtfully and listen, but do not allow yourself to be pulled into heated debates or emotionally charged discussions. This disciplined response reinforces that you are not easily led by emotions, which naturally commands respect. Avoiding impulsive reactions is central to maintaining your position. Seduction and drama often serve as tests to see if you can be swayed or if you'll stand firm in your newfound stance. Responding calmly yet firmly communicates that you are grounded, which subtly shifts the power dynamic. The more you demonstrate emotional stability and an unshakable sense of self, the more she will recognize that respect cannot be commanded through emotional manipulation, but must be earned through mutual understanding. Stoic teachings also encourage acting with intention rather than reaction. When faced with drama, observe it from a detached standpoint and respond with empathy, but without enabling further escalation. Acknowledge her feelings, express understanding, but keep your own emotions in check. This practice showcases emotional intelligence, an attractive and powerful trait that elevates you above reactive behavior. Similarly, if she employs seduction to pull you back into a more vulnerable position, appreciate the gesture without letting it dictate your actions. A subtle nod or appreciative comment, without succumbing to deeper involvement, reinforces your boundaries. It's also important to recognize that women may not always be consciously aware of these behaviors as strategies. They may be natural reactions stemming from their own emotional insecurities or attempts to re-establish closeness. By staying centered and composed, you help set a tone of healthy engagement that avoids falling into cycles of emotional reaction and counter-reaction. You lead by example, showcasing that genuine connection is built on mutual respect, not impulsive reactions or tests of emotional resilience. Handling seduction and drama with grace communicates that you value yourself and your peace of mind. It teaches that you won't be swayed by fleeting attempts at manipulation and that your attention is something to be earned through respect and authenticity. Maintaining this stance doesn't mean acting indifferent. It means embodying a poised and confident self-image that can engage without surrendering your stability. Finally, this approach encourages her to reassess her behavior and recognize that traditional methods of regaining attention won't work. It prompts a shift in how she interacts with you, fostering a deeper level of respect and sincerity. This balanced, Stoic-inspired way of handling seduction and drama serves as a model for stronger, more authentic relationships where both individuals understand the value of maintaining mutual respect. By demonstrating that you cannot be easily swayed, you solidify your position as someone worthy of admiration, thus redefining how she perceives and engages with you. Chapter 5. Encouraging reflection. Creating intentional moments for reflection can significantly shift relationship dynamics, fostering renewed mutual respect and deeper understanding. When you take a step back and temporarily withdraw your attention, you do more than simply spark an immediate reaction. You pave the way for a profound level of introspection on her part. By interrupting the usual flow of attention and affection, you provide her with the space necessary to evaluate what she may have taken for granted and reconsider her approach. This method, though subtle, holds powerful implications. A woman suddenly confronted with the noticeable absence of your presence is often prompted to reassess her own behaviors and contributions to the relationship. The sudden shift can lead her to ask essential questions. Why has your demeanor changed? Have there been moments where her actions fell short of demonstrating the mutual respect that your connection requires? Such questions surface naturally when the equilibrium of attention is disrupted. In Stoic philosophy, the practice of fostering reflection is closely tied to the concept of self-awareness. Marcus Aurelius believed that knowing and examining one's own motivations was fundamental to wise and balanced living. When you take a step back and observe without immediate reaction, you embody this principle, maintaining emotional balance and promoting insight. This act of self-restraint isn't designed as manipulation, but as a guide to fostering more conscious and intentional behavior on both sides. Encouraging reflection requires both patience and genuine intent. This is not about employing silence as a weapon, but signaling that your attention, engagement, and emotional investment are not givens. They are valuable contributions that deserve reciprocation. When she becomes aware that your time and energy are no longer automatic, it creates a pause, prompting her to recognize that these aspects of the relationship are privileges, not guarantees. This brief withdrawal fosters a moment for her to reflect on how she contributes to the relationship's overall health and whether she appreciates it enough to make changes. For her, this process can lead to realizations that shift how she approaches the relationship. Does she show appreciation and mutual respect in a way that strengthens the connection, or has she become passive, expecting attention without contributing in return? Such realizations can be transformative, fostering a renewed commitment to maintaining a balanced and respectful partnership. While encouraging her reflection, it's equally important for you to engage in self-reflection during this time. Consider what you genuinely need and desire from the relationship. Are you being valued in a way that aligns with your self-worth? Is the relationship evolving in a manner that supports your emotional and personal growth? By examining these questions, inspired by Stoic teachings, you uphold your standards and maintain boundaries that reinforce your well-being. This pause for reflection is not only beneficial for her understanding, but also for recalibrating the balance within the relationship. It invites an unspoken dialogue where the significance of mutual effort becomes clearer. Without engaging in confrontations or accusations, the space you create speaks volumes, communicating that your presence is intentional and that respect must be mutual. As the moments of silence and absence unfold, she may find herself seeking answers and reconsidering the balance of the relationship. This quiet, thoughtful phase can lead to a shift in how she values your time and emotional presence. The realization that affection, attention, and care are not automatic but earned through continuous effort can foster a more conscious partnership where both parties are motivated to maintain harmony and mutual respect. For this strategy to be effective, your withdrawal should remain rooted in genuine intent rather than spite or punishment. The Stoics believed that any action taken without virtue loses its value. Thus, maintaining integrity is essential. Your objective should be to encourage a constructive reassessment that benefits both individuals, not to gain leverage or instill guilt. When executed with sincerity, encouraging reflection can lead to deeper conversations that reinforce understanding and empathy. Once she starts to recognize and address her role in the relationship, there's room for open and productive dialogue. These discussions can reset expectations and create a shared commitment to nurturing the relationship with respect and equal effort. In addition, fostering this moment for reflection lays the groundwork for a stronger, more balanced relationship. It's an opportunity to express your expectations clearly and to reassess shared priorities in a way that nurtures growth. In doing so, you can cultivate an environment where both partners appreciate and value each other's contributions, building a relationship founded on conscious choice and shared effort. Chapter 6: Handling Seduction and Drama. Mastering the art of handling seduction and emotional drama with calm detachment is crucial for maintaining control and respect within relationship dynamics. When you withdraw your attention or establish new boundaries, it's common for a woman to test these changes by using her charm or creating emotional turbulence to provoke a reaction. These moments can be pivotal as they test whether you can stay anchored in your principles and maintain your composure. Allowing yourself to be easily swayed by these attempts risks undoing the progress made in establishing mutual respect and balance. The Stoics were adept at cultivating an unshakable sense of inner peace, emphasizing that genuine strength lies in the ability to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. When faced with seduction designed to lure you back or drama aimed at drawing an emotional response, the key is to remain grounded. Recognize the tactic for what it is and respond in a way that maintains your calm and reflects self-assurance. A neutral, measured response communicates that you are not easily influenced by attempts to regain control or provoke an emotional reaction. It's natural for people to fall back into familiar patterns, especially when seduction is involved. Seduction plays on emotions and familiarity, making it tempting to re-engage. However, the true test lies in resisting these moments with quiet confidence. Your restraint reinforces the idea that you are not controlled by superficial displays of affection or manipulative gestures. This conveys that respect is earned through genuine connection, not fleeting moments of indulgence. Stoics like Epictetus would encourage observing such moments without letting them disrupt your peace of mind or influence your actions. This internal discipline sets you apart as someone who values depth and sincerity over impulsive responses. Dealing with emotional drama requires a similar approach. Drama often acts as a catalyst for emotional entanglement, meant to pull you into unnecessary conflict or to push your boundaries. The Stoics advised facing such provocations with clarity and without mirroring the emotional intensity presented to you. If she engages in behavior meant to incite tension or initiate arguments, it's vital to remain steady and observant. Listen attentively, but maintain your composure, avoiding the impulse to match her energy or escalate the situation. By doing so, you demonstrate control over your emotional state, proving that peace and mutual respect are more important to you than engaging in discord. Your response during these moments should be thoughtful, aiming to convey both understanding and boundaries. Acknowledging her feelings without being drawn into the emotional whirlwind reinforces that you are attuned to her, but are not willing to sacrifice your emotional balance. This reaction not only underscores your confidence, but also shifts the dynamic towards a more stable, respectful foundation. Emotional baiting loses its power when met with steadfastness, pushing the relationship towards more authentic, constructive interactions. Maintaining composure during attempts at seduction and drama also signals emotional intelligence. It shows that you are aware of your own triggers and are capable of choosing your responses rather than being a slave to impulse. Emotional intelligence is a powerful trait that sets the tone for healthier communication. When she sees that her efforts to provoke or test you fail to unbalance you, she is more likely to shift her approach to one that respects your values and boundaries. Stoicism teaches that the only true power one has is over their own mind and responses. When seduction or drama is used to manipulate or regain attention, it's an opportunity for you to practice this principle. Instead of responding with frustration, match these moments with self-control and a steady demeanor. If she uses charm as a way to test whether she still has influence over you, respond subtly, acknowledge it without indulgence. This behavior tells her that while you are not dismissive, you also cannot be easily led or persuaded without substance. A composed response to drama means being present and attentive, but not reactive. This may mean maintaining steady eye contact, nodding at the right moments, and choosing your words with care. Communicate that you understand her concerns, but keep the conversation rooted in rationality. If the conversation escalates, step back and calmly suggest revisiting the discussion when emotions are less charged. This doesn't diminish her feelings, but reinforces that emotional chaos won't dictate your interactions. It emphasizes that respectful, open dialogue is always preferred to impulsive emotional reactions. Ultimately, handling seduction and drama without becoming embroiled in them sets a powerful example. It shows that while you can appreciate gestures of affection or engage in meaningful discussions, your sense of self remains intact and unswayed by fleeting emotional highs or lows. This approach builds a foundation of mutual respect and signals that genuine interaction, not manipulation or spectacle, is what you value. By maintaining this stance, you encourage healthier communication and promote a relationship dynamic that rests on deeper understanding and balanced connection. Chapter 7: Re-engagement. Once the initial phase of withdrawal has served its purpose and genuine introspection has occurred, the process of re-engagement begins. This step is crucial and must be approached with deliberate care. The aim is to reconnect while preserving the boundaries and lessons learned during the time apart. If she shows signs of understanding, expresses genuine regret for any past imbalance, or demonstrates that she values your presence and respect, this can be a promising signal to slowly reopen the doors of connection. However, this step should not be hasty or without conditions. It should be based on clear evidence of mutual respect and commitment to change. Re-engagement is not about jumping back into old habits or patterns. Instead, it should be seen as a gradual reintroduction to deeper communication and shared activities, built on conscious effort from both sides. This stage sets the tone for a more balanced relationship dynamic, one where both individuals are invested in maintaining mutual respect. If she makes an effort to reach out, rebuild trust, and show that she values the attention you once gave, respond with acknowledgement and appreciation. However, continue to uphold the boundaries that were established during the withdrawal phase to reinforce that respect and balance must remain at the core of the relationship. The Stoics would approach this phase with a sense of calm patience and mental clarity. Re-engaging after a period of distance is an opportunity to redefine the terms of the relationship. It allows both partners to ensure that their expectations and standards are aligned. This approach to re-engagement also involves actively listening to her perspective and noticing whether her actions reflect a genuine willingness to foster respect and cooperation. When she demonstrates that she has taken the time to reflect and has shown a willingness to invest in a balanced dynamic, moving forward can become both rewarding and transformative. While reconnecting, it is vital to maintain the independence and emotional strength cultivated during the period of withdrawal. This means engaging in the relationship as a conscious choice rather than a reactive return to familiarity. The lessons learned from creating distance, such as self-reliance and maintaining personal boundaries, should be central to the renewed relationship. As you begin to communicate more openly, place emphasis on discussing the values and expectations that now hold importance. By establishing this foundation, you create an environment where respect and authentic connection can truly thrive. A major aspect of re-engagement is reinforcing the positive changes that were initiated. If there are moments where old patterns resurface, address them calmly and directly. The goal is to remind each other of the balanced path that has been chosen. The Stoics believed that consistency in one's character and actions was essential for maintaining inner peace and fostering healthy relationships. This means that any re-engagement should be approached with mindful consistency, reflecting the lessons of emotional strength and resilience gained during the withdrawal period. Re-engagement is also about creating a dynamic that is healthier and more transparent than before. Use this phase to encourage constructive dialogue and mutual support. If she shows genuine effort to uphold the changes, respond positively, but remain mindful of your boundaries. Reiterate what respect and mutual effort mean in your relationship. Ensure that the conversations are not just about moving forward, but also about preventing past issues from re-emerging. This can involve honest discussions about behaviors that led to the initial need for withdrawal and how both parties can commit to preventing similar situations in the future. The Stoics emphasized the importance of maintaining integrity and holding firm to values. In the context of re-engagement, this means that you should not compromise your own well-being or the principles you've established just to avoid potential conflict or discomfort. Instead, stand by the standards that foster respect and understanding. This might mean having difficult conversations when necessary or reminding each other of what has been learned. By doing so, you create a stronger, more resilient relationship that is better equipped to face challenges. In this re-engagement phase, it is essential to remain aware of how your own behavior influences the dynamic. Reaffirm your emotional independence and demonstrate that your investment in the relationship is thoughtful and intentional. When both individuals understand that respect is not only expected but actively nurtured, the relationship can grow in a way that benefits both. The Stoics would advocate for a continued focus on maintaining personal values while showing compassion and fairness. By balancing self-respect with genuine openness, you create a sustainable path forward where respect is earned, valued, and shared equally. Ultimately, re-engagement should be seen as a strategic phase where growth is fostered through mutual effort. It's about demonstrating that the relationship's foundation has shifted towards greater understanding and stability. If either party starts to drift back into previous, less constructive patterns, a respectful and calm reminder of the lessons learned can help guide the relationship back to its new, balanced state. By embodying the Stoic belief in thoughtful, deliberate action, you ensure that the relationship evolves with both partners contributing to a space where respect, appreciation, and emotional well-being are prioritized. Navigating the dynamics of respect in a relationship is a delicate balance that requires intention and patience. Strategies such as withdrawing attention, maintaining emotional composure, and encouraging reflection aren't about manipulating someone, but are meant to foster mutual understanding and respect. By taking the Stoic approach of observation and self-control, you empower yourself to set clear boundaries and create space for genuine, balanced relationships. As you move forward with these practices, remember that respect is built through consistent behavior and open communication. The goal is to foster a partnership where both individuals feel valued and understood. With these principles in mind, you can approach relationships with confidence, ensuring they are grounded in mutual admiration and true partnership.